Welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm your host, William Marsh, and I'm going to spend a little time talking about one of my favorite movies, Rush. Now, this movie was directed by Ron Howard, who also did the very excellent Apollo 13 movie. And many people were looking forward to this movie, myself included. This recreated the 1976 Formula One Grand Prix season, and namely the rivalry between James Hunt and Niki Lauda. This movie was excellently done, had a lot of action, and it really delved deep into the emotions of these two drivers, especially Lauda and his remarkable comeback story. While the two drivers definitely stole the show of the 1976 season, there's also one element that I feel is sorely overlooked, and that is the cars. You get to see the head-to-head showdown of the McLaren M23 against the Ferrari 312T. One thing I really like about sim racing is we get to relive these classic battles. And Assetto Corsa, we have both of these cars. One of them as a first party offering by Kuno Simulazione, and another through a third party developer. I decided to take these two cars for a spin down the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I hope you enjoy.
First off, I decided to take the Ferrari 312T for a spin. The car responsible for Niki Lauda's 1975 World Championship, the 312T was a radical overhaul from the 312B3 as raced in the 1974 season. While the car struggled in its first outing in South Africa, the car was dominant, winning 4 out of 5 races during the middle of the season, including the German Grand Prix at the Nordschleife. Ultimately, Ferrari was able to clinch the championship with Niki Lauda's race at the Italian home track of Monza. In 1976, the 312 started the first 3 races of the season, but was replaced by the 312T2 due to changes in regulations. The car was still dominant, with Niki Lauda opening a clinic on the rest of the drivers until his unfortunate accident at Germany. Despite Lauda missing 2 races due to his accident, Ferrari took the title home for the Constructors' Championship, and Niki Lauda lost the championship by 1 point. However, Lauda was able to bring the championship home in 1977 with the 312T2 again. So, when I took the 312T out for a spin, I could really feel that it had a more refined nature and was remarkably agile, especially compared to the McLaren Formula One outing. You can definitely see how Niki Lauda's influence extends into the car. It really favored a more technical driving approach, which I enjoyed myself. I felt a lot more comfortable behind the wheel of the Ferrari, especially in the middle segments of the course where you have to string multiple corners together. I'll be honest, the first time I saw the Ferrari, I thought it was a bit of an eyesore, but now I've given it more time, and it has definitely grown on me. They've really gone for more of a function over form approach, and I applaud Ferrari for that. They did what it took back in the day to make sure they had the best car in the field, and that function really worked well, and I enjoyed driving this car a lot. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the McLaren M23 as raced by James Hunt in 1976. This car, for lack of a better word, terrifies me. I love the look of the car, I love the sound of the car, but the driving feel of this feels like it wanted to kill me in every corner. James Hunt joined the team to replace Emerson, and I think this car would definitely suit Hunt's style. You have to have a borderline suicidal approach to racing to truly get the full potential out of this car. The instant you do something that resembles anything like a mistake, it will annihilate you. For lack of a better word,
The car's evil. indescribable.
So, you would guess from my opinion on the two cars that since the Ferrari is more suited to my driving style, I feel more comfortable in it, I would have been faster in it, right? That's not exactly the case. I did 2 laps around the Nordschleife, one with the McLaren and one with the Ferrari. I'll put a head-to-head comparison in another video, so I don't bore you with 10 minutes of head-to-head footage. When I got finished though, I checked the times and I was 2 seconds faster with the McLaren. I also had a minor off towards the end of the lap, so it could have easily been 3 seconds or more. It may have come down to track conditions or any other factors, but when push came to shove, the McLaren beat out the Ferrari. I'd conclude, though, that the McLaren may be the faster car, but I was downright uncomfortable driving it. On the other hand, I felt right at home with the Ferrari. A little bit of behind the scenes, it took me 7 tries to make a full lap around the Nordschleife with the M23, but with the 312T, I made it on my first attempt. So, if I was going for a full-length race in the 1976 season, I'd much rather be behind the wheel of the Ferrari. To sum things up, I'd say there is no definitive answer to which car is better. With as small a time gap as there was around the Nordschleife, I would likely chalk that down to simple driving habits. I know some people would be faster with the 312T, and some will likely be faster with the M23. One thing I love about these two cars is they both have distinct personalities. The Ferrari has an air of grace and flow to it through the corners, while the McLaren, I'll just say you may need to have a death wish to fully take advantage of the car.
I admit it, I was prepared to die to beat you that day. And that's the effect you have on me. You'd pushed me that far, and it felt great. I mean, hell, isn't that what we're in this for? To stare death in the face and to cheat it? Come on, there's nobility in that. It's like being knights.
So, which car is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button below and hit that subscribe button so you can check out our latest videos. For the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and I'll see you on the track.